back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Oilers Rundown. Well, the offer sheet drama continues with Philip Broberg and Dylan Holloway. Will the Oilers match? Will they let both players go? Will they match on one of the players? Like I said, the drama continues, but we did get some updates yesterday that definitely shed some more light on the situation and what the Oilers' path forward just may be. So the first updates came from Oilers Now, a discussion with Bob Stauffer and Elliot Friedman. A special thanks to @OilerAlert on Twitter for providing this summary from the discussion. The first point made by Elliot Friedman: if Ken Holland was still GM of this team, there's no way these offer sheets are getting done. I've heard that from a few different people now. It does make sense. Ken Holland and Blues GM Doug Armstrong were very close friends and still are very close friends. And there was some discussion about how Ken Holland ended his tenure with the Edmonton Oilers, and of course Peter Chiarelli being in the St. Louis Blues organization as well. So yes, probably if Ken Holland is still the GM, these offer sheets don't happen, but we are where we are, so they did happen. The next update, Elliot Friedman says that at one point in time, the Oilers offered a 3-year deal for Holloway, but it was at a lower number than he wanted, and he was advised by his camp against signing it. Obviously, the Oilers probably trying to lowball Holloway a little bit there at some point in time. Makes sense that he didn't sign it. He was going to have arbitration rights next summer, so getting this offer sheet from the St. Louis Blues gives Dylan Holloway more money right now. He won't have to negotiate anything next summer now. He'll have the $2.29 million, I believe it is, for the next 2 years, whether he's with St. Louis, whether he's with Edmonton. So taking this offer sheet did obviously make more sense for Dylan Holloway. Friedman's also speculating that Broberg might not have changed his mind about his trade request from December, and that could have factored into the contract negotiations. Stauffer adds that if he still prefers a trade, that should play into whether the Oilers should match Broberg's offer. Clearly, yeah, Philip Broberg is still upset. I thought maybe that playoff run might have changed his mind, how he was treated by Paul Coffey, all of that factoring into it. But if Philip Broberg would still prefer to leave at the end of the day, maybe it's best that the Oilers do just let him go to St. Louis. Although, if they wait a year from now, match the offer, they can move Philip Broberg for a much more valuable package if he plays well in the Oilers' top 4 here over the next season. So a few different ways the Oilers could go at this, but like I said, yeah, if Philip Broberg is still ultimately not happy in Edmonton, maybe moving on would be best for all involved, but the Oilers definitely do have some options here. And it just ends with Elliot Friedman saying that he thinks the Oilers will match on Holloway, so that does make the most sense at the end of the day for the Oilers money-wise. You don't want to lose both players, so they can definitely more easily match on Dylan Holloway, keep him in the fold, and try and find some solution for replacing Philip Broberg. I did a video yesterday. Bob Stauffer did mention on Oilers Now both the names of Tyson Barrie and Justin Schultz as possible replacements. Obviously, they're not top 4 options. They would be bottom pairing options. Just a few names, former Oilers, that the Oilers may look at if they do ultimately let Philip Broberg go to St. Louis on Tuesday. The other big update was that the Edmonton Oilers are looking at possibly moving both Ceci and Brett Kulak. We've heard Bob Stauffer mention that they probably would have had to move both those guys if they want to match on both players, and Ottawa's Bruce Garriock reporting exactly that. He reports league executives told Post Media on Thursday that the Oilers were trying to get the contracts of defenseman Ceci, who makes $3.25 million, and Brett Kulak, $2.75 million, off the books so they could match the offer sheets, and we're told there are teams that have shown interest. But if teams are going to make those deals, they're going to want something extra from the Oilers to take on Ceci or Kulak's contracts. We're told that it could be a first or second round pick in both scenarios because teams know they've got Jackson and Stan Bowman cornered. I've mentioned from the start that I think the Oilers would ideally like to match on both Philip Broberg and Dylan Holloway, and yeah, probably moving Ceci and Brett Kulak is realistically the only way they can do it and still function here in the years to come. So we'll see what happens here, guys. But if, like Elliot Friedman reports, Philip Broberg really hasn't changed his mind, do you want the Oilers to match on him, at least keep him for the one season the Oilers do have to keep him, and then maybe move him next summer if things still haven't changed? Or I don't know, guys. It's going to be a complicated situation. If they have to pay extra to move both Cody Ceci and Brett Kulak, that's going to cost the Oilers a lot of draft capital. Are you ultimately weakening your team too much? At the end of the day, most likely Dylan Holloway is going to get matched. Probably Philip Broberg goes, but I don't know. It's going to be an interesting next few days here, guys, no matter what happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.